Hey everyone, it's Jake. We're here at the new roller facility at Hove. It's a skate park and roller rink. It's pretty epic, but we're going to talk today about the FR Neo 1 skates. It's been a long time coming, the review, sorry for the delay, but here they are. The Neo 1 is the higher end one. So there's a Neo 2 and there's a Neo 1, and the Neo 1 is the version which has got dual density shell. It's got the kind of CNC diamond cut frames, like so. And it's got an intuition liner from stock. So it's the one that everyone's most excited about. It's got 80mm wheel setup as well, so it's like a pure freestyle skate. So let's take a quick look. Let's sit down, take a quick look at the spec, and see what we think. Okay, top to bottom, here we go. So let's start with the liner. It's an intuition liner. It's the FR intuition liner, specifically designed for the FR shell, so it's quite low volume compared to the intuition premium liner that comes as an aftermarket. Only slightly. It hasn't got the removable J bars that you get in the premium one. It's still premium. It's just designed to fit in that shell better, so it doesn't have these extra removable parts. The skate itself got a pretty regular looking cuff. This is a new mold. We haven't seen this mold before on the cuff. It's just got this kind of line work that joins onto the skate. Looks pretty nice, and it's got this low cut back here for the calf, just for that extra kind of point in your toe movement. This part here is actually dual density. So this top part you see above the line is really soft. It's like a rubber. I think that's actually a really good feature because you can flex a little bit through it if you want to point your toe, but you still got some support. And then moving down further, got just a normal. The buckle's new actually. It's not a buckle we've seen on an FR skate before, I don't think. It looks like a metal buckle. It's actually a plastic buckle, but it's finished really nicely in like a kind of satin black finish. The usual FR four-way multi-position cuff bolts, so you can move the cuff up, down, front to back, depending on your preference. Comes from stock like this, which is rockered down. Yeah, it's rockered down from stock. I don't think many people will change it. It doesn't make that much difference. I did talk about this in my kind of FR1, FRX review more recently, that I don't know many people who have changed the rocker in position on the cuff. Not something that I would do. Nice to have the option. The next thing is the mid strap. I just noticed this. So I took the mid strap off of this one. I actually don't think it's needed. But I like to skate without a mid strap. I think it's just something extra to rattle. I don't really notice any difference having a mid strap on. I don't really feel any more ankle lock. But if you are someone that does feel that, then yeah, it does come with a mid strap. Fully removable if you want to, but it's got this cool FR logo on the clip here. I only just noticed that yesterday, but I think that's a nice touch. Feels solid, feels great. And then the shell itself is dual density too. So this is the main feature of this skate. It's got a dual density shell, which is this bit above the line here is a softer material than the bit below the line. So you get your support around the bottom of your foot, and then the top of the foot, I mean, it's supposed to give you more comfort, but it's also, I think the main feature is that you can tighten the laces really tight down over the top of your foot, and it will like mold to the top of your foot, so it gives you more a better fit, really. I have to say that I tried both. I tried the non-dual density one, the Neo 2, which is non-dual density, and the Neo 1 side by side. I couldn't, off the bat, I couldn't notice any difference. So, but I suppose if you wore them for hours, then I wouldn't like to write off that there might be a comfort difference after hours. Because maybe when you start like feeling like fatigue in your feet, maybe that softer material would feel better, but it's not like hugely noticeable, to be honest. And then moving further down the skate, we've got this kind of abrasion pad here. Good if you like slides. If you're into your slides, then yeah, it's gonna stop your skate getting scuffed up, but it's also gonna kind of make it easier for slides as well, because you can get down on the side of the boot better with the abrasion pads. And then the frames are really, really cool. And this is actually the best bit about this skate, is that they've kind of developed this new mounting system whereby they don't have like a huge like mounting plate here. Like usually the mounting plate like sticks out really far at the bottom of the boot. But on this model, I don't know why they didn't do this like 20 years ago, but whatever was holding them back in terms of engineering for making the skate, we've now kind of achieved this lower fit without the mounting plate. It just kind of bolts onto the bottom of the boot. It's got a slight raise there, I suppose, to fit like the metal plate on the inside there that it screws into. But it also means that the frame, this particular frame, is designed for this boot. So if you tried to put this frame on another 165 mount boot, I think you'd find that second wheel there would just hit the mounting plate. It's so low, you can see the wheel just comes so tight in. And it actually, if you look really carefully, that wheel sits like higher here than where it mounts to the boot. So yeah, if you tried to stick that on another boot, it'd just hit the bottom of the boot or hit the mounting plate on that boot. So yeah, super, super low to the ground. And we know what that means. It means more control, lower ride height, better center of gravity. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. It might not be something that you'd like really, really notice, really easily when you first put the skates on. If you had a blindfold on and you put this on side by side with just a normal FR1, then you probably wouldn't tell the difference, but it's nice to know that you have like a minor advantage. I just would like to know that I'm as low to the ground as possible and I've got as much control as possible. And then they've got 80mm wheels on them. Oh yeah, the frame is rockerable as well. You'd kind of expect that on a skate at this price. It's £260 UK. Most FR skates have got rockable frames now, so yeah, you could rocker the outer wheels upwards if you just want that extra bit of turning ability. And then the frame themselves, yeah, they've got this like really cool design on them as well. I really like the look of them, where they've got this kind of laser, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a laser engraved CNC cut frame with the silver poking through. So it's like anodized in and the silver pokes through. Like it just looks really cool. And then the wheels, they're just 80mm standard wheels. They're good, they feel good. They're just FR wheels. And then they've got an ABEC 9 bearing. It'll be a twin cam. It'll be a twin cam ILQ9 in there. I'll put it up on the screen. I'll look in a minute. I'll put it up on the screen, the correct bearings, but not that it really matters that much. They're all going to feel very similar. But yeah, that's the spec of the Neo 1. Maybe, seeing as we're literally at an outdoor roller rink, let's take them for a spin and see how they feel. Very nice sunset out here. It's mid-September. We always get the best sunsets at the end of September. So yeah, I had a little shred around the rink here. They feel really, really good. And do you know what? Like, I've got a few pairs of 80mm setups, and for some reason I can't really put my finger on why, but they feel more swivelly, and they're not rockered. I haven't got them in a rockered position. So I don't know what it is about the skate that's making it all swivelly, and it feels like it's turning really sharply. Maybe it could be to do with the lowness of the skate. Maybe it's a support thing. I don't know, but they do feel like super sharp on the turn. And I haven't got them rockered, by the way. They're completely flat. So if you rockered them, then you're going to be doing a lot of swiveling. But what else? Yeah, they feel solid. What can you say about a skate like this? They're low, they're solid, they're controlled. I think the main thing is the comfort. They feel great to me. I would say, in terms of sizing, I'm skating the size 41 to 42 shell. So it's labelled as a EU42, and I would usually be like a 41 or 41 and a half. That's a UK 7 to 7.5. I'm skating the 42. Feels fine. It looks a bit big when I look down, actually, just because of what I'm used to. I'm used to skating a boot that looks just shorter, but it's totally fine. I wouldn't try and downsize. I wouldn't go for the size 39 to 40 shell. I don't think I could make it, even though I could probably fit lengthwise in that shell. I don't think I'd fit in width-wise. I can definitely feel that like the width is holding me really tight in this particular size. So yeah, don't try and size down, even in the Intuition liner version of these. Yeah, let me tell you about shell sizing. So they're not like the old FR skates. They're not like the FR1s and FRXs, which had a size 38 to 39, and then a size 40, which was a UK 6.5, as it's a unique standalone shell. It's not that. These are 39 to 40 as a shared shell, and then after that 41 to 42, and then after that 43 to 44, then 45 to 46. So it's all like dual size shells. There's no unique individual size shells in the middle like there was on the FRXs and the FR1s. So yeah, you can't try and downsize to that. But yeah, this is fine for me. They feel good. They feel solid. Not much else to say. Let's just have a skate. Okay, so we're just back at the shop because I wanted to take the skates apart to show you something. I wanted to show the mounting plates. They are metal mounting plates. That's good because it's better energy transfer. It holds the frames on nice and stiff. But they've got 5 mounting points on each plate. This isn't because it's like 5 positions. It's just like the engineering of it. So this is less mounting holes than you get on the FR1 skate. But if you saw my FR1 video, you'll know that I think that it doesn't need that many mounting options. I think very few people will use those mounting options. So on this one, I think what it wants you to do, I mean, it just comes on the middle bolt like this, just bolt it to the middle. But with these other bolts, I think what they're doing is they're saying you can move it that way, backwards slightly, and or forward slightly if you preferred the frame to be more forward or back. And the reason it's got 2 holes side by side here is because they just couldn't fit it on the plate. So they just did them side by side, and I think they want you to use like, it's got a slot here, so they want you to use like just 2 bolts to mount that on if you were to move it back or forward. That's my take on it, at least. You can also move it laterally, left or right, like this. You just have to have it on the middle bolt, and because it's slotted, you can slightly move it left or right, depending on whether you have a supinating or pronating stance. So that's the mounting plate options. And the other thing I was going to show you is this thing about the ride height and how they compare to an FR1. So look, this is what I was talking about earlier. This block here on this one, and that block kind of, you can see, doesn't exist on this skate because they've just engineered it to be kind of, they've just integrated the mounting plate into the boot better than on the old ones, and that means you don't get this this ride height increase. So I thought I'd try and like prove the difference between the ride heights. This is not a very scientific test, but I'm just gonna see what we can make of it. So set of calipers. I'm just going to measure just from the boot. So on this one, like from the boot, get quite close in, Max, to like the middle of the bolt here. And I know it's not a perfect test, guys, but how do you do this? So middle of the bolt, because that will define the ride height. So we've got 47.1 on that. Similar spot on the new FR Neos. And that ride height to the middle of the bolt there, 40.65. So 6.5 millimeters ride height difference. And that's quite a lot in skate ride height terms. A couple of mil is good if you can save a couple of mil, but yeah, it's like, it's so big, the difference in ride height. So there you go. Kind of proven, but yeah, in a roundabout way. That's it. Thanks for watching the video, and yeah, subscribe and like and all that stuff, and see you in the next one. Bye.